Hi guys, so in this tutorial we're going to start bringing our Christmas animation elements together using Blender 5. If you want to follow along, all the projects are available on my site free of charge. See the link in the description. Let's get into it. So here we are inside of Blender. The first thing I'm going to do is delete the default cube. Now to add the Christmas tree, we need to come up to the top left here where it says File, and you would think we could use the Open or Import options to bring in the tree, but Blender does something different. We need to use the Append. So go to where your scene is, and then what you need to do is just double click on it. Then this will pop up. Go and find Object, which is here on here. And then what we'll do is we will load the Christmas tree. Now, if you remember from the tutorial, the needle was used to make the tree, and Blender has remembered that and brought the needle in separately. Just going to move it out of the way. Right, I'm also going to move our Christmas tree back a little bit. So I'm going to select it like that. I'm in the top view by hitting 7. I'm going to hit G and Y and just going to move it back. The next thing I'm going to do is create a star for our tree, and how we do that is go Shift A. We're going to add a mesh. We're going to add a plane like that. We're going to hit N on our keyboard to bring up the numerical values on the right, and we'll just type in 90 like that on the x-axis. Now if I come back to the front view by hitting 1, what I can do is now take that into the edit mode by coming to the top left just here or hitting the tab key. Right, so I'm in the edit mode. Make sure you're on vertices, this one just here. What we're going to do, select all, right click in a blank area and hit subdivide. Then what we're going to do is we're going to select each corner by holding the shift key while selecting, like so, and then hit S to scale. And look at that, you get a nice little star. We're now going to go back into the object mode. We're going to go Shift D, and then we're going to hit R to rotate. And look at that, we can make a really cool star like that. We need to join those together, so what I'm going to do is just move out the way here so I'm not selecting anything inappropriate. I'm going to select these two like that, and then I'm going to hit Control J like that. Now what I need to do is duplicate that, so I'm going to go to the top view like that, Shift D and rotate like that. You can't see anything, and that's because we need to go here. And if we come across to the right hand side, we can see it's rotating on the Z. So we'll just change that to 90 degrees like that. And voila, we've got a nice little star. Let's join those together. So select those and then Control J like that. Come across to the right hand side, and where it says plane 3 here, we really shouldn't rename that, so we'll call that star. Let's put it in position. I'm going to hit 1 to go to the front view. I'm going to hit G, raise it up like that. Zoom in using the middle mouse button. Scale it right down. G, move it down. Now if I go to the side view by hitting 3, you'll see that we're way off target here. So let's hit G and Y and just bring it back until it's on the tree, like so. And how cool is that? Right, so let's bring in our lights. I'm going to come up to the top left menu again, come down and hit Append. Go to the scene where you created your lights. I'm just going to double click here. Then what I'm going to do is go down to Objects and then find Bulbs, which is this one here, and double click that, and that'll bring it in. Now that is absolutely massive, so we need to make some changes there. What I'm going to do is click on the bulbs, come across to the right hand side and actually get rid of the array for a second. I'm going to go to the front view like that, and we can see it's slightly off. So what we need to do, come in here and just make sure they're all zeroed out like that. Do the same for the location like that. Then what you need to do is come up to the object menu here and hit apply all transforms just like that. Then we can link it back. Let's just click on that curve. What we'll do is, it's called Bezier circle here. We'll just rename that light curve. We can now click on our bulb, add an array. Make sure you add the right array. Remember this too, we need the array, not the array legacy. It's given it as in a line. We need to change it from line to curve. Then we need to change this one from curve object to light curve like that. If we go to the top view, you'll see It's given us 3. What we're going to do is we are going to change that to 50. And then look at our lights. They're absolutely massive. So we're going to make sure we've got the bulb selected and we're going to scale them right down. We're going to need to do this twice and you'll see why in a minute. Right, click on our curve. Then what we're going to do is we're going to move it over our tree by hitting G. Make sure it's roughly centered and then hit S to scale it right down like so. And as we did that, what you'll notice is the lights came closer together, so we do need to scale them again. So clicking on the bulbs, hit S and just scale them till they're almost coming apart like that. That's looking pretty good to me. And then what we'll do is we'll hit the light curve here and just move them across. Make sure they're just inside like that. Now the other thing you'll notice is they're actually facing the wrong way. So if you come across to the rotation, make sure you got the bulb selected. Go to the rotation just here and hit 180 like that, and they'll be facing the right way. Right, let's just do a render of a frame and see how that looks like. And we've gone a bit too far in on those, so let's bring that out. So what we'll do is we'll make sure we've got the curve selected, scale it up, and then G and Z to move it up like that. Let's do another render and see how that looks. Looks good to me. Now, in order to get the bulbs to go up the tree, we could do it manually using Shift D, but let's be clever about it. I'm going to click on the bulbs, come across to the right hand side. See here, under the spanner, what we need to do on this one here, we need to go here and hit apply. That's created an object with that. We can then go back and add an array to that. So we're going to do that. And it's given us 3 in a row like that, which is not a problem. We need it to go up. So I'm going to change the X offset to 0 like that. And then what you need to do is play with the Z offset. What we're going to do is we're going to create 6 of them like that. Play with that Z offset until you're happy with the height. And the first thing you'll notice is they're all the same width, which is not very good. So what you need to do is under scale just here, type in 0.87 and do the same for the Y value as well, 0.87. We come to the right hand side by hitting the 3 key. We can see that it's doing something funky here. The way we fix that is the Y offset here. Let's just make that 0. The Y offset here is not right for some reason, so you can fix it easily. Just hold the Shift key, and then what you can do is move it backwards and forwards until you're happy. Somewhere like that. Let's go to the front view. You can see it's slightly off here, so what I'm going to do is do the same in the X view. There we are, that's looking good. Let's render that and see how that looks. Very cool. What we need to do now is go down to randomize just here. We're going to open that up. And on the rotation on the X and Y, on the X we're going to make it 10. And on the Y we're going to make it -10. Like that. Just to give it a bit of a different look. Let's see how that looks. That looks pretty good. Scale's a bit off as well. Let's go back and fix that. So I'm going to come up to here and change it from 0.87 to 0.86 on both the X and the Y. There we are, still a bit big. 0.85, 0.85, there we are. Let's render that and see how that looks. Perfect. Hope you like that first part, folks. In the second tutorial, I'll be showing you how to add the baubles. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, and I will see you in the next one.